Hi, and welcome to this episode of Best in Tech, where we have left the hectic place that is China for something completely different. The cold but beautiful winter wonderland of Finland. The place where tradition meets innovation.
There is something about extreme weather and man's ability to innovate, and this is especially true for winter and creative machinery that must operate outside normal roads and under extreme weather conditions. So to experience this ourselves, we empty the closet for warm sweaters and itchy woolen underwear and headed north. And with this,
welcome to Lapland. Welcome to Finland.
Welcome to the cold!
Finland stands out as a fascinating blend of innovation and tradition. It's a nation where cutting-edge innovation and modern lifestyle thrives, yet remarkably, it's also preserved a connection to its roots through a segment of its population who still lives off the land. This contrast of old and new, traditional ways coexist seamlessly with high-tech makes Finland uniquely captivating. But we arrived in Helsinki, Finland's capital, where we find the more high-tech living of Finland, but that comes later, because the first thing we wanted to test out was some of the more strange tech in transportation that Finland has to offer.
If there is a machine that has been shredded in a cloud of magic, it must be the Hovercraft. It can go over land, water, ice, and everything in between. So it should be a machine that is spread all over the world. But that is not the case. Because it's a very complicated machine, it's very expensive,
And it's very noisy!
and it is very difficult to control. And because of this, the Hovercraft is still an oddity.
But we love it all the same, and today we got the chance to experience it for ourselves on the icy waters outside Helsinki. And there is definitely nothing dull about the scenery. In 1963, the Hovercraft was a groundbreaking innovation that revolutionized transport on both water and land. The Hovercraft uses a cushion of pressurized air to lift the vehicle above the ground or water surface, allowing it to travel smoothly and quickly over various terrains. It was invented to find a way to transport bananas gently between islands. But of course us humans had to take this invention to the extreme, and the biggest hovercraft ever produced is the Russian military hovercraft called the Saab, that can carry up to 20 tons, so carry 3 tanks or 10 armored vehicles or 120 troops, and a whole lot of firepower. But our hovercraft is a bit more dull than the Saab, so Henrik thought he would spice it up a bit by asking if he could get towed behind the hovercraft on his bobsled. But our captain didn't think that was such a good idea. But mention sauna and most people think of Finland. Despite a population of just 5.5 million people, Finland has an impressive 3.5 million saunas to share between them, far outnumbering their cars. They even got saunas in the Ferris wheels in Helsinki. No one actually knows where the first sauna was built, but the tradition is thought to originate somewhere in Northern Europe around 2000 BC and has remained an important part of the culture ever since. So yes, we have been using saunas for more than 4,000 years. In the beginning it was of course for survival in the cold climate up north, but it is believed that the Western sauna originated in Finland. And maybe this is part of why they are among some of the most happy people on the planet. Because if you do sauna 4 or more times a week, you will reduce your risk of dying of cardiovascular disease by 50% according to new studies. And a cold shock to the system is also beneficial for your health, so winter bathing is also great. And in Finland, they do both sauna and ice swimming. So while we were on the ice, why not try that ice swimming ourselves?
No fucking way. I'm out.
Come on.
No fucking way.
It's gonna be good.
No, fuck.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I was sure for as well.
Okay. Fuck it. I'm out.
Come on.
No, I'm out. I'm out.
So even though Henrik chickened out, I still wanted to test it out.
You are absolutely nuts.
What's up, wimp? You're not coming?
Okay, count to 20. 25. Come on. 1, 2.
That's cold. Yeah. I'm ready to get up again. The feet! They're gone!
You are nuts.
Good. Very good. That was very nice.
That was fresh.
And the ladies, they go every day.
Yeah.
But they have one. I didn't look how long they were.
No, but they're fucking idiots.
I agree. I agree.
No, I am impressed. I'm sorry. I really am. I couldn't do it. I won't do it. Fuck no. No, fuck no.
So we had to find another way to get Henrik into the water.
So comfortable.
Yeah. Did you taste the water?
I like this.
It felt so soft.
Det er meget nice.
Det er sgu meget lækkert.
Jeg er skide træt. Godt sove.
Du tager en lille lur. Good night.
That was nice.
is kind of the drunken cousin to the Scandinavian countries. First of all, the language is completely different to any of the other Scandinavian countries. Like Norwegian and Swedish and Danish is very similar. We can kind of understand each other. Danish is a bit more monotone, whereas Swedish and Norwegian is much more singing. You know, like the Swedish cook from the Muppet Show. But Finnish is much more related to Hungarian, for some reason, than the Scandinavian languages. And it is one of the hardest languages to learn and have some of the longest words in the world. But it does sound cool though. And that's also why it was a big inspiration for the Elvish language of Tolkien's Lord of the Rings.
But it's not only the language that is a bit weird, their habits are also off the chart. They have the biggest number of heavy metal bands per capita, and are the biggest consumer of milk and coffee per capita, and they have the biggest traffic fines in the world. Not by capita, but the percentage of your yearly income. So a businessman in Finland was slapped with a $130,000 fine for driving over the speed limit. Ouch. But we were not finished for the day just yet. We were going to meet up with a startup company in Helsinki who had come up with one of the weirdest looking inventions in the transportation we have seen in a while. Something called the 18-wheeler.
When you see the 18-wheeler for the first time, the first question that comes to mind is, why? Well, let's try to ask them. So, why have you built a motorcycle with 18 wheels?
Simple question, simple answer. Freedom. Freedom to move. Freedom to move anywhere and not to destroy soil, any terrain, and you could be flexible to choose your own way. To choose your own way to go. If you like to go somewhere, you cannot make it with a standard ATV somehow. Sometimes it's not permitted, some limitations because it's not ecological, stuff like this. This drive will allow us to drive anywhere, really.
And how does it work? Because the wheels doesn't turn. How do you turn it?
Yeah, well, you turn it with just a different speed of every wheel, because we do control the speed and velocity of rolling of every wheel. Every single wheel, they have electric motors.
Yeah.
Like tires on this first prototype, they semi-inflatable, and of course suspension.
So it's like a tank that
Yes,
can turn?
yes.
Ah, okay.
But for the second prototype, we decided to make it a little bit turning. It will have a mechanical turn like caterpillar.
Ah, okay.
A little.
Yeah.
A little. But it's a
cool.
secret.
Yeah. And it's also very gentle to
Yes.
the ground when you move over it because of all the wheels.
Yes, it's gentle and it's not pressing, it's not destroying any surface. And moreover, it's stable when you're moving. It's more stable than the standard off-road drive.
Yeah.
Because of this suspension, it's all will have independent suspension.
Yeah.
So it will jump one by one.
Ah, okay. Can I sit on it?
Sure, of course. Welcome. Oh, tervetuloa in Finnish.
And it's actually so gentle to the ground that it has become an interest of the military, as each wheel only presses down with a force about 14 kilograms, so not enough to set off a landmine. Where you need about 30 to 40 kilos. And even though it looks a bit slow here over all the rocks and debris, it can, on a flat surface, go up to 110 kilometers an hour. But the guys were working on more than just this weird-looking machine. They did have something that looked more familiar. Motocross bikes. But instead of running on gasoline, they ran on electricity. Lucky for us, as the ground surrounding the factory was all covered in ice. But because they didn't spit out toxic gases, we could give them spin inside the factory.
We have tried electric motorbikes before, but the cool thing about them being electric is it is so much easier for beginners to try them out. And it's also not very noisy, because 20% of all motocross tracks in Europe has actually been closed down because of the noise they generate. So electric motorbikes, well, they might just be the answer to keep them alive.
But time with all the new toys and the guys from Megawatt Technology was running out, as we had a plane to catch. But stay tuned for the next episode of our Finnish adventure, because in the next episode we will increase the stake by going north, like really north, where there are more reindeers than people, the sun is a rare visitor, and where we will have some more adventure in a bit more snow.
Get ready, 3, 2, 1.